10 things to know before buying the 2022 Genesis G80. Coming with minor updates in the form of subtle design changes and the brand new sport trim being offered as the top-of-the-line trim, the Genesis G80 still retains the value for money tagline even after all these years in production. Buyers could choose between the inline-4 motor and the mighty twin-turbo V6 depending on the trim, and there's not much to complain about regarding the driving experience. The comfortable ride quality, decent fuel efficiency, and feature-rich cabin make sure that this luxury sedan punches just as hard as its rivals, such as the Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, and the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, especially since all of these are quite a lot more expensive. The design language stands out pretty well, and it looks like nothing else on the road. Offered for a base MSRP of $48,250, here are 10 things you need to know before buying the 2022 Genesis G80. 10. Impressive performance. The 2022 Genesis G80 can be had with two powertrain options, with the 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine producing 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque being the standard engine in all the trims except the sport trim. This motor comes mated to an 8-speed automatic and can be had in both FWD and AWD avatars. The punchy acceleration and decent refinement are two of the biggest selling points of this motor. However, if you want an even more enticing driving experience, we would recommend you to get the sport trim, which comes with the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 engine producing 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. Coming with AWD only, the 2022 Genesis G80 with the V6 motor could do the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in just 4.9 seconds and the quarter-mile run in 13.2 seconds, both of which are up there with the best of the segment. The transmission is pretty quick and the mid-range is where the motor shines the most. 9. Brakes are very precise. The braking hardware sees no changes from the outgoing 2021 model, and we're happy with the precise initial bite and excellent progression on offer. Coming with 14.2 front rotors and 13.6 rear rotors, the car managed to do the 70 to 0 miles per hour braking test in around 170 feet. The ventilated rotors made sure that the brake fade is minimal too. We also found that the brake pedal offered good feedback to the driver, which helps improve the confidence level, especially when stomping on the pedal at a higher speed. The front-end dive is not alarming, and the ABS only kicks in when required. The transmission also does a wonderful job of shedding speed by providing aggressive engine braking. 8. A comfortable cruiser. The pliant ride quality has always been one of the biggest selling points of the Genesis G80, ever since the launch of the second generation back in 2018. Even though this 2022 iteration received some minor tweaks for the sport trim, it is still one of the most comfortable midsize luxury sedans to travel in. Tuned to the softer side, the Genesis G80 just glides over the broken roads and filters out even the biggest of the potholes with ease. Even when driving at higher speeds on the highway, the vertical movement is very minimal. When met with a pothole at these speeds, the car doesn't really get unsettled. 7. Feature-packed. Being a sister brand of the Hyundai, the same ethos is carried forward unchanged, which could be easily understood with a glance over the Genesis G80's brochure list. Even the base 2.5T trim comes loaded with more than enough tech and features, many of which are only offered as optional extras in the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, BMW 5 Series, and Audi A6. Features such as Quantum Logic surround sound system, heated and powered seats, navigation, automatic climate control, and a host of safety and driver assistance features are offered with the base trims. However, we would recommend the advanced trim as it comes loaded with even more features for not a lot of money. If you wanted to go all in, the sport trim is the one to get. 6. Exterior looks a bit quirky. Even though the design of the 2022 Genesis G80 looks pretty appealing due to the bold character lines, muscular side profile, and contrastive and elegant color schemes on offer, we weren't very happy with the minor facelift this 2022 iteration received. This includes a reworked front bumper and grille. The grille also comes covered in chrome, which looks a bit tacky. There is quite a lot of chrome throughout the sedan, and the bling factor may not be to everyone's taste. Nevertheless, the LED headlights and taillights, beautifully designed 20 inches alloy wheels, blacked-out pillars, and the coupe-like rear quarters do make the car stand out from the bland-looking German saloons. The design also managed to turn quite a few heads when out on the open road. 5. Not the greatest handling. If you get the base, advanced, and prestige trims of the 2022 Genesis G80, you are not going to be wowed about the driving dynamics and road manners. Now, it certainly won't disappoint anyone, with a reasonable amount of grip and precise electric power steering. However, the G80 is not tuned for the driving enthusiasts, unlike some of its rivals. Drive a bit fast around the corners, and the car does provide quite a bit of understeer, due to its heavy front end. The steering felt a bit disconnected too, with low feedback, especially when compared to the segment best BMW 5 Series. Even with the sport trim, which comes with better suspension and the rear wheel steer, the handling can only be termed as acceptable. 4. Interior design is lovely. Though there are a few minor changes when compared to the outgoing model year in the form of an updated steering wheel and the carbon fiber trim, the interior is still one of the most beautiful of the segment. The black or beige interior and upholstery colors further accentuate the elegance of the cabin. The leather inserts, soft-touch plastic, and the brushed aluminum-looking materials in the center console, dashboard, and door cards make the cabin feel richer and more premium than what the price tag suggests. The leather upholstery on the higher trims is very soft, and there are no noticeable fitment issues or rattling anywhere as well. 3. No compromises regarding safety. The 2022 Genesis G80 is one of the safest offerings of the midsize luxury sedan segment, and that is mostly due to the tough-as-nails build quality, along with the impressive list of safety and driver assistance features. The high-tensile steel used for construction makes the car very solid, and the family buyers would appreciate it. The driver assistance features, like automated emergency braking, forward collision monitoring, adaptive cruise control, and blind spot monitoring, are offered too, even though some of them are missing on the lower trim configurations. All of these help the car to secure the highest crash safety rating in the NHTSA crash test and the 2022 Top Safety Pick Plus title in the IIHS crash test. 2. Infotainment is very easy to use. The massive 14.5 touchscreen infotainment is standard across the 5 trims, and it turned out to be the most feature-packed and intuitive infotainment around. When compared to the MMI infotainment system, which was always considered to be the best, we found the infotainment in Genesis to be a notch above. The seamless animation, fluid interface, and beautiful design of the infotainment provide users with a surreal experience. The display quality is top-notch too, with sharp visuals and impressive viewing angles. When it comes to the features on offer, all the connectivity and entertainment tech, such as Android Auto, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, connected services, audio streaming, steering controls are standard. The audio quality punched out by the Lexicon audio system offered with the higher trims is the best of the segment too. 1. Fairly frugal. The fuel efficiency provided by the 2022 Genesis G80 is pretty good, especially when considering the segment it comes in and the performance numbers put out by both the powertrains. If you get the base 2.5-liter motor equipped with the RWD drivetrain, the car could do 23 mpg in the city and 32 mpg on the highways. With a reasonably large 17.2-gallon fuel tank capacity, the highway range of 550 miles is among the highest of the segment. Get the AWD variant, and the fuel efficiency numbers drop to 22 mpg in the city and 30 mpg on the highway. However, the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 with the sport trim turned out to be a bit of a gas guzzler, offering a combined 20 mpg.